What up, everyone? It's Q from RetroQ Gaming, and this is a video I never ever thought I'd have to make until I was playing it today, and this hit me. So, I am not the biggest fan. I'm basically a hater of EA. I feel like I'm justified. I have various reasons, what I won't get into. And I'm not a big fan of DICE either. Now, there's several reasons for that too. But one of my friends has bought a bunch of games on the Xbox One. We share games digitally, so anything he buys, I have access to. So recently, he bought Battlefield 1. So having said that, right, I finally got around to playing Battlefield 1 on the Xbox One. I have a beast PC that could easily play the game completely ultra maxed out at 60 FPS and never drop a frame on PC. But my point is, I don't plan on ever buying Battlefield 1. And with the exception of him buying the Xbox One version and sharing it with me, I never planned on playing it at all. Now, having said all that, I know that the PC version would be better, it would look better, it would perform better, etc., etc. It would have a better control system because of mouse and keyboard in a first person. That's none of that is coming into consideration here. Okay, I'm disregarding performance, I'm disregarding graphical issues or whatever you want to call it, like lesser graphical performance, whatever you want to call it. I'm disregarding all of that for the purposes of this video. Okay, so here's what I want to talk about and what I want to bring up as a topic. Okay, so ever since 2013, when the Xbox One and the PS4 launched, all the games that have released, or at least almost all the games that have released, have been very underwhelming graphically. There's very few games that feel like actual 2016 games, if you ask me. Like it's my opinion. Sure, the graphics in a lot of games are good, but they don't feel like what we should have based on the technology of 2016. Some people can argue that that's because they have to accommodate what are essentially the lower powered consoles, but again, I'm not using that in a negative derogatory way. I'm just talking about, engines are made with lower performance in mind, as well as obviously scalability in higher ones. But essentially, no matter what way you look at it, having a lower floor means having a lower ceiling. That's basically how it works. Now, because of all of that, okay, like I said, there's very few games where I've actually been impressed and have felt that these games are worthy of a modern 2016 release and feel like they're actually in place and they're not out of place or outdated. And like I said, there's a lot of games out there as well where the graphics are good, but they just don't feel 2016 near cutting edge good. So if you get me. Now, okay, I'm going to quickly throw it out there as well. You've probably seen a video on my channel from October where I was extremely impressed by the Unreal Engine 4 and its use with DirectX 12 in Gears of War 4, both on the Xbox One and the PC sides of it as well. I was very impressed by basically everything in that game, and it did feel like a 2016 game. Doom is another option as well. Doom is also another great one when it comes to feeling like a 2016 game. It had excellent performance, excellent optimization, getting tongue-tied, optimization because of the new ID Tech 6 engine, and it delivered exceptional graphics and exceptional performance. So it did feel very, very modern. And while, sure, you can say some parts of it may not have been absolutely exceptional, it was exceptional in the fields that it was trying to convey, if that makes perfect sense. So, because of all that, like there are two of the main ones that I'm listing. But the one thing I really, really want to bring up, and I did mention this is why I started this video with the whole EA DICE thing, is as much as it kills me to say it, because I'm not a fan of that development studio or that publishing company, Battlefield 1 actually feels like the most impressive, most modern game worthy of saying, yes, this is a technological 2016 game. And it kills me to say that because, like I said, I hate EA. They've done so many negative things that have personally affected games that I love and series that I love. DICE, personally, I don't think they make great games. It's that simple. Their first-person game, or not the first-person, their story modes and single-player modes are usually terrible. Their multiplayer modes can be okay, but I put it down to the engine a bit as well. Frostbite would have been Frostbite 3? I think it was Frostbite 3, but it could have been Frostbite 2, I can't remember. What came in Battlefield 3, whatever that one was. When you look at the engine that was in Battlefield 3, that engine was a broken, buggy mess, and it wasn't just on the previous gen consoles, because even on PC at the time, the game was an absolute disaster. Now, sure, it was patched up and it was fixed, and it works exceptionally well and looks really good for several years, like 2012, 2013, 2014, maybe even some of 2015. Battlefield 3 on max settings on a good computer looked really good. So that was fine. But Battlefield 3 launched with the engine being in a terrible state. And on top of all that, just because of the performance and the overextended lifespan of the 7th generation consoles, that engine had no place being on that generation of consoles. But that's a whole other conversation. Now, Battlefield 4, same deal. Right, I played Battlefield 4. I played a little bit of Battlefield 4 again recently on the PC. It's the same deal as well. It felt like a little bit of an improvement over Battlefield 3. Again, the game, when it launched on every platform, was an absolute disaster because, again, the engine was also part of the problem. I feel that even partially, maybe some of that was to do with accommodating the old consoles as well, the 7th gen stuff. But at the same time, I still think that the engine was not fully, whatever you want to call it, fully optimized or fully in a proper usable state, if that makes sense. Again, Battlefield Hardline, while I've never personally played it on any platform at all, I hear the same issue was there. I know that one wasn't developed by DICE, but the engine itself was the kind of the issue with it. I've never played Star Wars Battlefront, but I hear that was a huge leap forward in Frostbite technology, simply because they were only focusing on the 8th generation consoles and the PC. And now we've got Battlefield 1, which again, 8th generation consoles and PC. And even though I'm playing it on the Xbox One, like I said, I'm disregarding, toned down graphics. I'm disregarding game performance and stuff like that. It just, when I see the engine, and now the fact that, from what I hear, was also ironed out in Star Wars, that the engine was significantly improved and now launches and runs at a proper, acceptable, usable level, as is evident with Battlefield 1, and like I said, is, from what I hear, is Star Wars as well. It really does look and feel like a current generation 2016 engine, and that I couldn't believe that I was saying that, me of all people. Like, I have many gripes, as I've listed already, with the Frostbite engine. Sure, it does good graphics, it always has, but the trade-offs and just the absolute mess of an engine for significant amount of years over significant amount of games, you see where I'm coming from. I don't feel like this is, unfounded. I feel like I have perfect, justifiable reasons for this. And at the same time, when I found myself thinking that today, I looked down at my phone and I text my little group chat of my friends, and I was just saying, it kills me to say it, but Battlefield 1 is probably the most modern looking, feeling engine, or, well, you know what I mean, with game engine, with Frostbite in there, compared to pretty much anything else. And that actually kills me to say that, because like I said, I don't like DICE, I don't like EA, so yeah, that was really strange that I actually had to say that. I feel like I feel right when I say that, at least anyway, when it comes to it being the most modern engine and all. Obviously, if I played it on PC, the graphics would be a lot better, the performance wouldn't be an issue. There's not really too many performance issues on the Xbox as it is, but you get what I'm saying. Like, it would be an even better experience, especially when it comes to graphics and all as well. Because I do notice that a lot of the stuff they showed off in trailers and stuff like that, sure, obviously that was always going to be PC footage and stuff like that as well, but just comparing it across, it's not really, I'm not taking that into consideration because I know it would be better on PC, but still, it just, as it is on the Xbox, which is generally considered the lowest level of performance across the modern hardware spectrum, you know, PS4, PS4 Pro, PC, and Xbox One. I mean, it really goes to show that if that's the most base version of it, then it really must be in my opinion, the most current gen 2016 game environment and engine. So I don't know. I think that's crazy that it actually had that much of an effect, even on my negative perception of the engine, the developer, and the publisher. But I feel like I could still speak objectively on it, and I really like that part. The flying is still pants, by the way. The flying is still hot arse. So, but you know, it was always like that. Battlefield was always like that for flying. It was never great. It's especially bad in this one, if you ask me. But anyway, that's beside the point. That's not what I'm talking about. But you get what I'm saying anyway. It finally feels like we have a 2016 game. I know I said we Doom was obviously a really good example. Gears of War 4 was a really good example as well. But Battlefield 1 just takes the cake. Battlefield 1 takes first prize. It takes the gold when it comes to feeling like a modern, deserving game of the current year. Because I know the console hardware is a bit dated, even when you take into consideration like the PS4 Pro and all, but the fact that it has to incorporate all the previous stuff, the Xbox One and the base PS4, as well as like some lower end PC hardware, you get what I'm saying. So I do think it works really well on that, and it works really well as an engine. So I actually am very impressed, and I don't know if I convey it that much when it comes to it in my channel, but the fact that it impresses me, something impresses me to that standard, is usually what I find is very, very high praise. The reason I use that term is because when I actually said all that stuff in the party, or the voice chat, not the voice chat, the group chat with my friends earlier, one of them just texts back. He goes like, "Holy shit, that's actually high praise coming from you." So, you know, I feel like I'm not taking it lightly, and that it to impress me that much carries significant weight. So, what do you think? Do you think Battlefield 1 is the engine in Battlefield 1? Do you think it's the most fitting, what seemingly advanced engine that is currently available in 2016? Or do you think maybe something else is? Do you think I'm a lunatic? Do you think I'm wrong? Do you have your own opinions? Do you agree? Whatever. Let me know all that crap anyway in the comment section below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You can follow me on Twitter, details in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the rest of the videos in my channel.